Welcome to Elementally Functional Family Fitness. I'm Mar. I'm here today to show you how much little space we need to get all the motion required to mobilize our bodies in elementally intuitive movement. Our level 3 is when we are becoming mobile spheres. Our first 3 levels, levels O, 1, and 2, we're stationary spheres. So all we do is shift foot position as we become familiar with how we can access space in different ways, whether it's in an expansive, level 2 arms, contractive, level 1, or level O, where our hands are connected arms. But when we're moving around, we don't need very much space to get mobilized. So that's important to recognize, that a little bit of space is all we need to get all the movement that we need in our bodies. I've noticed a lot of people are working from home, a lot of kids from home to school. So what that means, a lot of computer time, and this posture happens. And when we add repetitive posture along with emotional tension and stress, which can definitely happen, our muscles get kind of locked in, tense in those positions. Notice video gamers in this position of playing. And then if it's a very mentally engaging kind of thing, when you're really into it, and that's causing a lot of tension here, and that pulls the body. These pectoral muscles get tight, they pull the back forward, that creates an imbalance here, and the neck forward, and then our bodies have to compensate for all of that. So to do what we do for ourselves is remember to open up our bodies. When we're done with that work, we want to open up our hands. This is the anatomical position with our hands by our sides. I don't have my hands way back here, they're just by my sides. So I rotate out, and there we are. So what this does is that it takes my pec from being in this forward rotated position to an open space here, so that the muscles back here now have enough room to go upright. So often in the massage trade, people would say, oh, my back hurts. And I worked on their backs for the first few years, and I found that over time it wasn't actually helping their condition. What I noticed the most efficacy is when I started addressing the front of the body first, because I recognized that mechanically the muscles in the front of the body were holding the back in a constricted state. So if I address the front first and open up the chest, then suddenly the back had enough space. But it's not just the chest, it's also the stomach. These muscles get tight as well from being in this position. So, and if we're chronically in this position from being in front of a computer, being in front of a gaming console, however it is that we're playing, especially with a lot of emotional tension, which adds to the rigidity of our tissues, then we're going to start to feel rigid and locked. So to counter that, we want to add more motion throughout the day. Get up, set a timer, shake your body loose, shake the tension out of your body. If you're engaged in a particularly mentally stimulating, whether it's preferable stress or not, whether it's eustress or distress, it doesn't really matter. You're in a state of arousal, your muscles are getting tense. We need to address that tension and shake it off periodically, and remember to mobilize our bodies, to remind them that they can move in other ways other than being like this in this locked position. The more that we give ourselves novel movement throughout the day, the more likely we are to stay loose and open and easier to be upright. When we have this posture, the more forward we come, the more our body has to fight against gravity, because gravity's starting to pull us forward. It's easier to stay upright if we are upright. So the more vertical that we can maintain ourselves, the easier it is for us to maintain upright in space. Because as soon as we go to one side or the other side, forward or back, we start to wobble. And then our body has to compensate for that imbalance. So working on that, making sure our feet are in alignment in a way that supports the force that's coming in. So it's going in through our knees and it's moved through the body and distributed. important. And we can shake off tension, shake from side to side if we want to challenge ourselves to do more pushing, balance. And so having to balance while you're shaking is now engaging more proprioceptive muscles. You can really engage your arms. And then in just a minute, do 1 minute 5 times a day. You get a really good workout, move things up, remind your body that it can do other things, and then get back to whatever work you're doing. And in that 1 minute morpho shimmy, you've loosened things up, you remind your body what's going on, you can kind of feel what's going on. If something needs to be addressed, you can work that out. You can do some level 1 elementally intuitive movement, which is basically self-massage, and work on ourselves with or without implements, however works for you. But mainly remember, our bodies were made to move. They're not made to be in the same positions for long periods of time. Whatever you practice over long periods of time, your body gets better at. So if we practice being like this, then our bodies get really good at being like this, and they're not very good at being like this. And when we're standing upright and open, like this, our bodies recognize that we're safe. When we're like this, our nervous systems think that we may be in danger. And this goes back to being very primitive animals, because we are mammals, to a time when if we were crouched down like this, we were hiding. We were either hunting or we're hiding. So either way, our nervous system is engaged to either look for that which we are seeking or to avoid an enemy. And when we're standing upright, we know it's safe because we're not going to scare away our prey, and we're not going to be seen by our enemy. So our nervous system knows from this posture, this very open posture, which is now revealing all of my organs. When I'm in this open posture, I'm putting all of the soft, fleshy parts that could easily be gored by an animal with a tusk or an enemy with a spear and take me out, because I am revealing my heart, my stomach, my intestines. Most mammals are quadrupeds like this, specifically to protect these very delicate parts of our bodies that when pierced can kill us. So when we stand in a position of openness and uprightness, exposing all of our vital parts to the world in a confident, safe way, our nervous systems recognize that we're safe in a very fundamental way, because we're safe enough to be upright. We're safe enough to not have to guard the delicate parts of our bodies. And in holding this open, now our backs can be upright, and we have that graceful verticality, that uprightness that makes it easier to just hold your place in space. And if you need to, move freely. So, there you go. I hope to find you, my space appreciation ninjas. Space appreciation ninja kind. That's what we are. Kindly appreciating our space and gaining control so we can move like ninjas.